How y'all doing, family? This is Chris Raw with Media TV, and I'm going to be coming to you with this news and article, family. Family, if you want to email me some stories, you can email me some stories at firemanpbc@gmail.com. Family, if you want to donate to the PayPal, you can donate to the PayPal at firemanpbc@gmail.com. So I'm coming to you from the masslive.com, and it says, poll, Americans blame President Trump, GOP much more than the Democrats for a government shutdown. And I agree with them because that's what he wanted. He wanted this shutdown. He said, hey, if I don't get what I want, if I don't get my $5.6 or $5.7 billion for this damn crusty ass wall that he trying to build and all that shit, this steel wall on the southern border, he talking about I'm gonna keep it shut down even for months or years. And it's trickling down into the public, family. A lot of shit is going on. And you better do something about it before it get even worse. Because if this shit go past January into February and shit ain't done, oh yeah. It's really going to get heated up. People really going to start. You think crime is down. Crime is going to go so fucking far up and high. People really going to be stealing, doing all kind of shit just to make it. You know what I'm saying? So, you better do something about that. They better do something about that shit before it get worse. You better reopen that motherfucker. But, family, we about to get into it. This article says, published by the Washington Post, it says, by a wide margin, more Americans blame President Donald Trump and the Republicans in Congress than congressional Democrats for the now records-breaking government shutdown, and most reject the president's assertion that there is an illegal immigration crisis on the southern border, according to a Washington Post ABC News poll. Support for building a wall on the border, which is the principal sticking point in the state stalemate between the president and Democrats, has increased over the past year. Today, 42% say they support a wall, up 34% last January. A slight majority of Americans, 54%, oppose the idea, down from 63% a year ago. And it says the increase in support is sharpest among Republicans, whose backing for Trump's long-standing campaign promise jumped 16 points in the past year, from 71% to 87%. Not only has GOP support increased, it has also hardened. Today, 70% of Republicans say they strongly support the wall, and increased 12 points since January 2018. Concerning the allocation of blame, 53% say Trump and the Republicans are mainly at fault, and 29% blame the Democrats in Congress. 13% say both sides bear equal responsibility for the shutdown that is identical to the end of the 16-day shutdown in 2013, when 29% blamed then President Barack Obama and 53% put the responsibility on the congressional Republicans. I blame both sides, but mainly Trump, though, because both sides are not even worthy of running the government, period. Because mostly, both sides are fucking millionaires, family. So they really don't care whether they reopen the government or not, because these motherfuckers can go without getting paid because they're millionaires. So it's an ego thing with both of them. I want the wall. No, I want this. I want immigration policy doc and all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, family? Like I said, we already knew that they wasn't gonna do a damn thing for us. Then you still got black analysts on certain fucking news shows, CNN, Fox, and all that. They going hard for immigration and shit like that and everything. And I'm like, man, where's your fucking balls, man? Where is your balls? Why the fuck you ain't sticking up for your own community, man? Why we ain't getting nothing? But you already know. You got so many coon motherfuckers on these damn news shows and shit like that. But some of these coons, you know, cooning out for white daddy and shit like that. But it says a predictable partisan divide shapes the blame game, with 85% of Democrats citing Trump and Republicans as the cause of 68% of Republicans pointing the finger at congressional Democrats. Independents fix the blame squarely on the president and his party rather than on the Democrats by 53% to 23%. Women blame Trump and Republicans by a margin of 35 points, and men blame the president and the GOP by 13 points. The deep partisan divide over who's bear responsibility for the partial shutdown and over the wall itself is likely to have contributed to the length of the standoff. Neither the president nor Democratic congressional leaders have shown any willingness to compromise. Republicans in Congress continue to show support for Trump's position. And that's true, because they could have reopened the government, but Mitch McConnell, he had blocked his vote. So that's going to make it go even longer, family. Last week, the talks broke down during a contentious meeting at the White House, at which Trump walked out when told by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democratic California, that she would continue to oppose the wall and border security negotiations even if the government was reopened, as if this weekend there is still no clear path ahead to the end of the shutdown. Family, this is going to go on longer than January, family. I could see it going on longer than January. I'll be surprised if it reopened in February. That's just my thoughts, you know. I'll be surprised if it reopened in February. At this point, most Americans say they are not feeling the effects of the shutdown, which is false. They are feeling it. I don't know who the fuck wrote this part, but they are feeling it. And if you go into February even more Americans will feel it. So I don't know who the fuck wrote that sentence, because that shit is a lie. 18% say that they have been inconvenienced, including 7% who say it has been a major problem. Right. Let me see. You say if the shutdown continues for several months, as the president has threatened, 38% of Americans say they will consider that a crisis. 41% say it would be a serious problem, not a crisis. 18% say it would not be a serious problem. It would be a serious problem, because you got to think about more government programs will not have enough money to fund some of the programs, such as TSA, food stamps, HUD program, certain museums, what else? It's so much of other things. And then you have certain grocery stores are losing money because they get half of their money from the food stamp program and stuff, like when people use their food stamp card and buying food so they can eat. So they're losing money too. So this impacting everything. And more prices will start going up and shit like that. Just a lot of shit gonna happen, family. Say the partisan differences also shape the choices ahead. Of the 54% of Americans who oppose the wall, 27% say Democrats should continue to resist Trump's demands for $5.7 billion for a barrier, and 23% say Democrats should compromise with the president. Of those 42% who support the wall, 24% says Trump should continue to demand the level of funding he has asked for, and 16% say he should strike a deal with the Democrats. Democrats appear somewhat more conciliatory than Republicans. The poll finds that 42% of the Democrats who oppose the wall say congressional Democrats should refuse to budge, even if it extends the shutdown. Now they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do something because if this shit extends more than February or extends to February and more, damn near close to over 2 months, then they're gonna have to do something about it, because you're gonna have to give them something. You're gonna have to give them something, because people are now on the face of being out on the streets with no food. Certain programs, like I said, will not be funded, and they're gonna have to do something about it. They're gonna have to. And they say 30% say will compromise among the Republicans. 58% both support the wall and say Trump should continue to demand funding, compared with 22% who say he should compromise to the end the shutdown. But telling you, family, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get more crazy though. Family, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I'll put the link down in the description and y'all can read the rest of it. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Hope y'all having a great morning. Y'all staying safe, family. Taking your vitamins, making sure you're not getting sick. There's so many diseases that's going around. And love y'all. And I'll be back with another one, family. I'm out.